We have like two businesses, TokenTable and Xin, which we're building like a digital infrastructure for nations and companies. But last year, most of our revenue come from TokenTable, which is a token distribution platform. And our business model is pretty simple. Like say, every time when you claim airdrop, then most likely you are claiming from TokenTable and you pay us like $0.5 or something. And so last year we make 15 million, and this year I think we're gonna definitely make more. In the future, when people ask your tokenomics, they don't just ask for a pie chart, they ask for your token table, which is backed by smart contract. So it depends on the country, how big the country is. Say if we're building an ID system for a like 50 million population country, the year revenue you can think about $50 million US dollar. So
50. Oh wow.
You think about it, right? So $1 per person is easy.
Hey, we are live. Welcome to another episode of BidCast. I'm your host, Jason Kam, aka at Maple Leaf Cap. Today is May 15th, 2025, 5:15 p.m. Hong Kong time. BidCast is being live streamed to BidClub members. Questions are from the members and my own. Today, I'm speaking with Xin, the co-founder of Sign Protocol. Xin, welcome.
Hey, thanks, Jason.
Yeah. Well, congrats on the TGE. I'm sure it's a long time in the making. We're going to dive right into it. I want to talk about the business that you run currently.
Yep.
Remind us and the listeners again, what's the revenue that you're run rating exiting 2024, and what is it run rating today?
Yeah, we have like two businesses, TokenTable and Sign, which we're building like a digital infrastructure for nations and companies. But last year, most of our revenue come from TokenTable, which is a token distribution platform. And our business model is pretty simple. Like say, every time when you claim airdrop, then most likely you are claiming from TokenTable and you pay us like $0.5 or something. And so last year we make 15 million, and this year I think we're gonna definitely make more.
Got it. Sorry, and that's 15 million. That's $15 million on maybe 50 cents on an airdrop, I guess across 30 million wallets. That's kind of how you calculate it.
Yeah. Not just most of the revenue come from like claiming fee, airdrop claiming fee, but we'll also do some OTC because we also handle the unlocking part, right? So for the unlocking part, it's natural if we do the brokerage and make a OTC transaction fee from both sides, and combined makes 15 million.
Got it. What's the split between the fees you charge for OTC versus the actual kind of claiming fee?
60% of claiming fee.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh wow. So OTC you charge 2.5%, 5%, something like that.
Yeah, 2.5% from each side, and without
wow.
spread. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I mean that's real revenue. That's how much is that? It's like a couple $1 million of OTC. And how much notional was that? Like I guess if you just run the math, that's like 100 million plus of notional that exchange hands through you.
Yeah.
Okay. And that business is zero in 2023?
Yeah, in 2023 we haven't started, and last year I think the demand is actually growing a lot because we have been seeing all the VC tokens, our launch was very high valuation, so VC naturally think about, why not? I'm just selling all the locked token. So also like all the deal size is pretty big, so it's easier for us to doing this. Yeah.
Got it. And then on the 10 million, that's TokenTable fee claims. That's 50 cents on, I guess, 20 million.
Yeah, it's actually more than that because for some important partners we have revenue share. So last year we distributed token to 14 million addresses, and the number largely come from Tong ecosystem because Tong ecosystem usually the project have super large airdrop like addresses. So like last year I think we cover about 80% of Tong ecosystem projects. Every one of them like Notcoin, Docs, and
not calling Catizen, like what else? There are 4 of them.
Yeah, but many of them. So we distribute a lot of them. So it can contribute a lot of revenue.
Well, we invested in Catizen, so but that ecosystem is kind of fucked. Like, I'm looking at your business. That's $15 million. let's put that OTC aside. Of the 10 million, do you expect a pretty tough comp this year? Just kind of because like there won't be another ton summer, or maybe hopefully there will be. But
Yeah.
are you going to grow that business this year?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. TokenTable is definitely for us is a bear market strategy. So we just like stop dreaming about all the fancy applications. So think about also what's the core of. Like I think I remember like in bear market we have one chat. You told me like we have to find something like high frequency, but also like it's related to transactions money, and TokenTable actually fit that perfectly, right? So like whenever whether of the market like people keep launching tokens, right? So last year is ton, this year we partner with Kaido, right? So Kaido's airdrop is through us. All the project on Kaido leaderboard like when they distribute token is through us. And also Virtuals they also launch a Genesis basically it's a platform for more project to raise money, and all these projects token is locked on TokenTable smart contracts. And there will be more to announce. Like I think this year there will be basically a nice generation of launch pads, and it's combining. It's not just like pumped up fun. It's more like more transparent on their using smart contract to control their distribution and stuff. So we're actually, I think we're eating a lot of the market share on this.
Got it.
Oh, by the way, there's also some of the centralized changes learning from Binance Alpha, and for regulatory reasons, they can't build like a platform to distribute token to the users. So need a third party, like a technical partner. So we providing our product to them as well.
Oh, very cool. So if you can break it down for me, like last year, how much of that 10 million is ton related and how much was not?
I would say half of. Yes.
Okay.
Half is from town. So town we have large airdrop like addresses, but we have important partners. We have to share our revenue, but the other parts come from like Starnet, Zeta Chain, which is a bad example, and also the other players. So there's also a lot of layer one launch their tokens through us, and all their ecosystem like project naturally like using TokenTable.
So looking at this year and maybe going to next year, the ton numbers just goes down, I'm guessing. And then how do you think about the TokenTable ARR this year, next year with the remaining 5 million?
Yeah, so this year we see like different opportunities. Like firstly, like I said, the next generation of launchpads. So there will be more asset created. As was a much more serious tokenomics than pumped up fund. Basically, there's one observation. So last year, people think about, oh, we're gonna do like fair launch everything on pumped up fund. It's so fun, but gradually people realize, okay, it's actually darker than VC coin because they have infinite like snipers. They basically already control 99% and dumping on like whoever come later. So so I think that's why this year there's so many like new launch pads and have better more transparent like tokenomics. It's fair to give dev some token, right? And it's fair to make how dev token unlock to their team very transparent. So we're contributing to this, and I've seen good trends. And a set of this, like I think more, we're also trying to partner with different centralized changes. I think they're also trying to make the VC coin markets more like regulated in a sense. Like we are inventing our own like regulatory framework, and we're gonna make. So I gradually realized like so right now the standard for VC coin usually like less than 20% for team, 20% for foundation or something. It's actually more and more standardized. So we will become part of the framework as well. So like so I think that's also an opportunity. So in the future, when people ask your tokenomics, they don't just ask for a pie chart. They're asked for your token table, which is backed by smart contract. And
that's very good.
The third part is actually more aggressive. I think it will take some time, but I realize they say if we ever want to get token to the U.S. market, we wrap it into a stock, because in U.S. the infrastructure for trading stock is much more mature. But reverse thinking, right? If we want to get stock into global market, we'll wrap it into a token, right? Because the token trading infrastructure in different countries, like say Vietnam, Turkey, and all the other countries is much more secure, like matured. So we are also working with some partners on that direction as well. And I think it will be huge because say for our community, we're going to build an app for our own community. And if we see the app as a distribution platform for good assets and community and services, we don't want to distribute meme coins. We only distribute the best assets, which is US stock wrapped token. And
Yeah.
with that, I think still like blockchain offers the best ledger technology, and token can help distributing US stock wider, a lot wider. Yeah.
So there are a couple of things you touched on, and let's put the sort of tokenized stock aside. It seems like the cleanest way for TokenTable to grow, aside from these like non-crypto native efforts, would be centralized exchanges forcing projects to kind of use they themselves distributing tokens, more launch pads and like Kaido and everybody else, and then new projects that pop up. All of that kind of hopefully replacing the sort of tough comp from Ton. Is there a number, like a revenue number, that will make you happy this year on TokenTable versus $10 million last year? Is it like 15, 20? Like, what's in your mind? It's like a good number.
I think so. Based on the first half, we'll expect like 20 million. But if say we have, if we expect like the second half will be much better, that will be 30 million.
Oh, wow. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then before we get to OTC and the growth efforts, there are a couple more questions. The DocuSign equivalent for Sign, that doesn't do any revenue currently.
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to still like focus on it going forward, or is that kind of a de-emphasized effort?
Yeah, it's going to come from a long way. Say, in the very beginning, we have our application called eSign as a contract signing application, decentralized, and later we abstracted into a attestation platform where you can sign and sign everything on chain. So, and this year we find a perfect opportunity. So actually start from last year, and basically we realized, okay, so I want to explain this a little bit more because I think when I do the startup, I see the potential in this is think about the blockchain offer the best verifiability, right? Say like you can make additional information verifiable at a global level, and if you think about it, there's very few stuff have this feature, right? Your passport, like say your ID card, doesn't have this level of verifiability. That's why when you go to KYC at the central exchanges, you need to hold your passport and take a picture, and that verifies nothing. It just verifies, okay, looks authentic, but there's no way we can mathematically verify if your passport is real or not. But if we make using blockchain, using the cryptography framework, like the rebuild verification for services for different stuff, that will be a different world. Like say your graduation certificates, your proof of funds from a bank can be verified. Then when say I'm Chinese, when I apply for a US visa, I don't really need to fill all the form and prepare all the docs. Like it usually take weeks, right? So and stuff. So that's the reason behind why we're extending a contract signing application into a attestation platform. And then we realized there's a lot of ways, there's a lot of opportunities we can build public services for governments. So last year we started to tap into this area because there's also like some of the thinking from bear market. I realize that crypto itself is like a locked box, right? There's a limited amount of people and limited amount of liquidity with infinite incoming assets. So that's why all the price is going down. But we need to think about can people from outside world actually benefit from crypto, right? Say if they're not interested in DJ aping or something, can they actually benefit from this? And our team always we want to try more pilot projects or something to showcase what blockchain technology can do. So last year we worked with 2 countries. One is Sierra Leone. The second one is Ras Al Khaimah, which is one of the 7 emirates in UAE. So we built a ID system for the country, And this year, I think there's some more players interested into pushing crypto adoption at a global level, at a country level. And we are a strong like construction company in a sense. We're building digital infrastructure based on like we provide a chain, provide verification services, and based on verification services, we build ID system. We build we work with the other stablecoin providers and custodian providers, and based on ID and stablecoin, we build welfare distribution system. Right? Say soon we're gonna see a island as distributing their base income to all the citizens through actually TokenTable, but we call it national asset distribution system. It just verify who you are and claim your stable coin, right? And also for pension, we can do it as easily, and like a certificate verification and proof of fund and voting is all just you actually every time you vote, you actually sign your intention on chain, right? So it's all like auditable, transparent, or fair. It's much more fair and simple. So basically, right now this year, I think for on sign side is it's not just TokenTable. We're mostly we're gonna like push this to nations and big companies. So like we also have a few like pilot projects with Citibank and airlines. They also think about some interesting ideas.
Yeah. I want to touch on that in just a second, because it seems like this is a zero revenue but decent optionality type of project. You kind of
No. So eSign is the revenue project because it's basically we're offering services, free services, hosted on blockchain. But all the other stuff, what I'm talking about, we definitely it's real service, and we're providing at a national level. So definitely charge money. As the business model is actually very traditional. We have first you have a contract, like say 2-year, like development, 3-year maintenance, and then we charge like say every time when you apply Visa, you pay a Visa fee, and we will take a cut from the Visa fee. So also charge from day-to-day like usage.
So how much are you getting from those two countries?
These contracts? This is
those are pilots.
Yeah, this is only pilot projects, but this year the contract we're signing is real, and I think by the end of this year we're able to really have a report and talking about all the details about the contract deals.
Got it. We'll talk about it in a second, because this is actually quite exciting. I mean, 2G and 2B efforts are like tough, but once you sign them, I don't think they can rip you out that easily. Before we get there, so I mean, if you made the $15 million are pure margins. I mean, you're giving some away to Ton because of the revenue split.
No, it's after revenue share.
Oh, it's net. Okay, great. So 15 million. That's gross profit. What's the cost structure for you like, and then what does the profit go to?
So profit, mostly like. So our cost is very simple because we're just building softwares and we don't really have a lot of sales. So it's just like people's salary, and so the revenue mostly go to just purely go to foundation, and we use a large portion of the revenue to buy back investor tokens.
Got it. So buy back the seed investors tokens.
Pre-seed, yeah.
Pre-seed investors.
Recently, we're buying back seed round, yeah.
Got it. And what's your cost basis currently with your FTE? What's your run rate? What's your run rate cost for your like? Are you break even already? Or are you like making a lot of money based on this ARR run rate? Can you disclose that?
I didn't expect you ask so many like numbers, bro. It's like a due diligence, bro.
I mean, look, you're a listed company now. I think I think your token holders might want to know. If you can't say, that's fine too. Yeah,
I can. It's so on salary is mostly like 250K around like every month. And but we also have some other like marketing operation budgets, and so every month about 350K. Yeah.
Got it.
Like, but it doesn't count like say if we host a big event or something. Yeah.
So you're solidly profitable with like 10 million of profit every year, and then that profit historically has gone to buying back pre-seed private investor stakes.
Yes.
now that you're listed, you can kind of still do that, but now it kind of accrues to treasury and just sits there. So there's no buyback of a token yet at the moment.
Yes, and so right now we were so firstly we try to make more money, and secondly we also like raising, like looking for new investors to buy the previous investors out. I think because a lot of investors they raised their fund in 2021, and right now they're entering the exit period. So like I think they might want to exit. So we're trying to actively looking for new investors.
And then when you think about the cash like come in, do you think of it accruing to equity holders, if there's any, or do you think of it accruing to token holders in the future?
Just token holders, and we were trying to convert everything into token holders. And we don't want to complicate it, the structure and stuff.
Got it. So, I mean, by the end of this year then, without even the new efforts that you're building, which are exciting, we'll get into in a second, you should be making like 20 million bucks of profit just about, maybe even higher. How do you think about the allocation of those profits going forward? Would it be redeploying to growth efforts? Do you feel like it would be sort of accruing value to the token? How do you think about the capital allocation for this cash flow coming in?
Honestly, I didn't spend too much time thinking about this because we haven't get there yet. But I think about two things. Firstly, before everything, I think the team size is healthy. Is very healthy, around 20. So I don't want to. We're not going to build a 100 people team. But two things. One is we're going to use money to buy back investors because I realize as the token price going up, the selling pressure is very high. So right now we're making like a 20x for pre-seed investors, like 30x for pre-seed investors. If our token price getting higher, honestly, we can't. I'm worried about the secondary market. So I said if we're making money, we can easily get them buy them out like earlier. So they also feel happier because they don't want to lock with us for 3 more years, and so that's something I want to do. Secondly, is we want to find more partner at a global level. So right now, let's say for all the 2G deals, usually we work with local partner and we build a JV in every country. And besides that, we also building a very vivid community. And for the community side, it's not just looking for mod in every country. I think we need a strong partner in every country. So for that, we need to think about the operation strategy in different countries, and also having more local partners. I assume that will cost us some money if we are doing serious global expansion.
Got it. And the rest of the cash, I guess, just kind of sits there, earns the yield for now, if it's not being deployed.
Yes. I think if we'll start to have a full disclosure of the foundation treasury, and if people in bear market, even the worst market climate, if people see you have 100 million in your foundation treasury, people will feel a lot safer. I think that's very important. We will have more cash.
Got it. Shifting to growth for a second, I'm looking at your 20 million revenue base, maybe this year, next year. And then as far as I can gather from public resources, there are four ways of growth that you kind of telegraphed. The first thing is your 2C app called Eve's Sign Pass. There is your 2G effort that you talked about, and maybe 2 large B efforts that could translate to something. There's a TokenTable / tokenized stock route. And then lastly, there's this potentially significant growth that could come from OTC venues. Those are the 4 things that I kind of observed. First of all, did I miss anything? And then secondly, I guess, can you just go through each of them and kind of rank by what most excites you first?
It's actually last year's plan. I think this year we're making much more clear. So this year we're just having, in a sense, 3 things we're working on. One is TokenTable, which is still like claiming fee and OTC transaction fee. So that's one side. And secondly is Sign, as we're gonna talk about Sign, stand for Sovereign Infra for Global Nations later. But Sign, mostly we have 2G efforts. We're building digital infra for nations. We'll have revenue. We'll have a contract from a nation's treasury or something. So we'll have a very stable revenue source or something. And the third part is we have our own community, and we're launching an app for our own community. And we say when we're distributing, we choose good assets, good services here. So I think we might have some sort of income, like revenue from like bringing, as long as good service, we're able to charge a fee. And also same as assets, right? We are making assets more accessible. It will be fair if we charge like 5% or something. So I think that's also another revenue source. So for this year.
Which of those do you feel like it gets you the most excited, I guess, in the next couple years?
I think one by one. So firstly, TokenTable as being verified is solid as the most mature revenue source. But the second one, I think the best time window is this year, because this is something literally doable after Trump launched the coin. So like basically it's a green light for every nation's government says it's okay, just do it. Right? So we also pushing it very hard. I think we see some future in this, and we want to be the best company in this. And the third part is actually the long-term plan, right? Say, sometimes I think about how great a community a project can build. There's no limit. The sky is no limit, right? Say basically just in our community, we have our own currency, we have our own reputation system, we have our own like badge of honor, right? Say we're building a global community from different country where people have same culture, same vision, and we're also actively providing more services and assets into this community. So I think the third one is actually, from long term speaking, is the most exciting one. But I don't think people see the power yet, because the way I understand the value of token is at least is two parts, right? Say a token is not a pure cryptocurrency, is also not a pure stock. So pure stock is the value come from like say you have a good services business and revenue, and that reflects to your economic value in your token. The second part is the cryptocurrency value, like how strong your community are, right? Say like Bitcoin only have a pure, like strong community, and some meme coin have pure strong community, and that supports the token's value. And we are trying to have it both. So we have a strong business, so people know, okay, this guy gonna be here for a while. That I don't worry if I hold. And secondly, I want to use our product, our service to let people see our vision. We want to make our community aligned by our vision, just like SpaceX, right? Your product doesn't necessarily need to be used by your community, but as long as you are carrying everybody's vision, you can easily build a community. So now we have our product, I think, is called Sign. Everything under sign.global is our website. We're talking about globalization. We're talking about like the super sovereign infrastructure we're building. So that's the vision. And whoever aligns or admires our vision and joins our community, and that's somewhere we're gonna really spend time and efforts to build. So we're gonna gradually see the power of our community. That's what I'm saying.
It's a little vague to me. I guess the first piece that comes into place is the SignPass app that you're gonna launch.
So SignPass is also one of the experiment project we built last year. So basically, we're thinking about we want to work with a country, and so whoever have SignPass can enter that country, and we actually made it. So that's for last year. But this year, when we're working with more countries, I don't think they're gonna call our product SignPass. They want us to become part of their services. So in their services, providing to all their like citizens and visitors, they'll say powered by Sign. That's the best thing we can get. We will not call it SignPass anymore.
Got it. So when you say the community as your third pillar of growth, like,
yeah,
it's a little vague to me. Like, what is it exactly? I think vibing on Telegram or Twitter and Discord does not constitute, like, how would it tangibly create value for Sign, aside from people spending more cash dollars on Sign? Like, what is the vehicle that sort of gathers people's wallet share and have them spend dollars on the signed token itself? Is it like a religion? Is it like what is it exactly?
I think so. I think
Okay.
it's you can think of as a mini religion because because like sometimes like with like you think about like the revenue or something, but see the most revenue generating company in this world right now as a company whoever can systematically providing emotional values, right? Say Louis Vuitton, right? That company didn't make money from making bags. It making from selling bags, selling the brand, selling the emotional value. People feel good when they have Louis Vuitton bags. So that's what I'm saying. I think right now, like where we're at the world, where like tech is not just providing like enough food or like quality of life. I think we have enough in a sense, right? So we have even have more. That's why we're overweight or something. The problem with us right now is we don't have emotional value, right? Say if you are 9 to 5 like a person, like what are you gonna do after back home? Like you want to have more friends, you want to have more people talk not about work, and so I think our community is somewhere like we're basically systematically people providing emotional value to each other. People have a very interesting vibe. We have so the most shocking part. But by the way, also I think this is a good example is basically think about Haidilao, right? As a hot pot restaurant. But what's the hot pot restaurant famous for? Because people are dancing there, right? People celebrating birthday party there. So they have a very strong culture and stuff. So based on the culture, based on the songs, based on their like services, they build a community around based on the hot pot services, hot pot businesses. And I think that community actually bringing this hot pot like business a lot of revenue, right? So you basically
I, I, I get what you're trying to get to, but let's break it down one by one, which is the Louis Vuitton bag. People buy it because it makes them feel a certain way, and it shows status. And that status, Louis Vuitton, the company, charges premium to, which accrues meaningfully to the stock.
Yeah.
That's why it pumps. With Haidilao, people are not used to in China good services.
Yeah.
By offering a good service and quality ingredients and kind of a great franchise, they can charge a premium on the food they offer, which accrues to the stock of Haidilao.
Yeah.
In your case, you're talking about people vibing your sign community.
Yeah.
They may not be buying sign tokens. I mean, maybe they are. Like, is that what the translation to the sign?
One thing is more people knowing sign. So more people knowing sign and the sign distributed wider. So with a token distributing wider and more people knowing it and people generally not tend to holding it. So right now, say like in crypto community, there's a different community. Firstly, there's a farmer community where they just engage in project before TGE and go to the next one after TGE. So that's a seller community. And like say Bitcoin, so most of the people are I would say holder community, right? Say that's why I'm emphasize the value of token as one side is a business value, the other side is a community value, as the consensus value or something. As long as you build a large and strong enough community, and people will tend to buy, hold, distribute at the same token. And the value of a currency depends on how large scale people accept this idea and this currency.
I see. Okay. I think I roughly get it, but it's effectively increasing mind share, and then because of the belief he installs, also increase wallet share of that mind share.
But I want to emphasize increasing mind share in the real world, not in the traditional, not in crypto, because I think right now people have fierce competition in get stronger mind share within crypto. But like I said, crypto is a place that was limited, like a liquidity and limited amount of people, and too many competitors in this is a right ocean. But outside of crypto, like say, which like you go to a street as a random person, like what like which cryptocurrency they don't say like Bitcoin, Dogecoin.
XRP, dude.
Yeah. We want to become the next one after these names.
Okay, so what are the sort of top one or two things you're doing to like? This is probably money well spent on the treasury that you built. Like, but what are the one or two things you're planning to do?
So you mean building community?
Yeah, or just increasing mind share, X wallet share, like building a religion.
So Yeah, it's a systematic work. So firstly, I think we need to making sure people understand who we are, and so internally we need to have a very clear consensus on what the fuck is sign, and where are we want to go, and so what do we like and what do we don't like. So we make it very clear before TG say we don't want farmers, we want builders. We don't want you to do ABC for us to boost our numbers. We want you to be the best version yourself, contributing whatever you like to do. If you like create content, you create content. We help you boost your like followers. If you like building websites and building meme makers, we help you. We appreciate as long as for good faith and good intention within the community is welcoming. So we make these stuff very clear. We even write an orange print. So from blueprint, so it's orange print. So, and this is one thing. And secondly, we build a system, right? Say the system as the thing about the community as a virtual nation, right? There's nothing difference from a nation. It just it don't have a physical territory, but we have currency. We have a credit score. So credit score is reputation, something not tradable. I say if you invite a person, that person's reputation score based on your reputation score, and that person make any malicious stuff, harmful stuff, and your reputation score got harmed, got cut or something. So we have algorithm behind the scene, and but we give people a badge of honor. So it's SBT. One sec, I will take a phone call. Sorry.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
So, and we're having different roles in this. So basically it's building framework, allow people to contribute into this framework, so they can get exchange for rewards. We have 4 roles in the community right now. We have support warrior, which is reply guy, which is you just reply, retweet other people's content or something. So and content creator, series builder, whoever building different games, people building games, people building websites, people building 表白墙, I don't know how to say in English, but there's a lot of funny stuff in the community, and also series projects. So the first one is orange in my vein. So people who invite the other people joining the community. So we encourage, we have we allocate 30% of our token to rewards these different roles we want.
How do you measure that these organic, I'm thinking this is organic community effort versus you actually spending dollars and buying TikTok influencers in Web2, for example? That's a concerted corporate effort.
Yeah.
How do you measure these organic efforts as effective?
I think there's two trick. One is we don't make the criteria very transparent. You don't tell people if you do A, you will get B. So firstly, those a serious farmer will not participate in this, and the more people they willingly betting, they trust you or they love you or something. They put in their effort first, and secondly is we build a score system. We definitely need to build a quantifiable system behind the scene, but you don't tell people. We don't build a leaderboard or something because it's gonna hurt people. Because we don't want to define people by how much followers they have. We don't want our jobs are mostly getting KOLs, because we know the most loyal community are 90% loyal community. Their followers are around 100 followers. So stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good luck. It's an interesting effort. I think it's probably pound for pound the biggest. It will deliver the biggest impact to your token versus the business. This is cool.
Yeah, it's a pure currency part. Yes.
Yes. Shifting gears a little bit, on the 2G effort, which you experimented with 2 governments last year, you talked about it bearing fruit after Trump, now blessing the industry as something that would translate into larger scale, sort of multi-year servicing contracts that could deliver meaningful revenue potentially to the business.
Yes.
my imagination, the two questions is, one is these are 2G and 2 large B are very painful. It takes a long time. They can back off any second.
Yeah.
How is the progress so far? Like, do you have a lot of deals in the pipeline that are just ready to be signed? And then secondly, you probably can't disclose too much because of NDA, but to the extent you can, what is the order of magnitude of these revenue dollars on a per year basis should we be thinking about versus the 20 million you have today per annum?
Okay. So I can answer the second one. So if like we're taking so it depends on the country, how big the country. Say if we're building an ID system for a 50 million population country, the year the year revenue you can think about $50 million US dollar. So
50. Oh wow.
you think about it, right? So $1 per person is easy, and so it's a phenomenal revenue source, I would say, and traditionally it's all earned by other traditional weird companies, and right now
And IT servicing companies have 10% net margins. I'm guessing your margins here will be much higher.
yeah, much higher. I think it depends on this blockchain itself is actually just way simpler than traditional SaaS systems.
Do you have any competition in this area?
That's why we quietly talk about this because we don't invite
I'm sorry.
competitors, but it's okay. I think it's the idea was spreading, and for the first question you were asking is about it's actually go faster or go much more faster than we expected. And I would say the most of the reason gonna give credit to President Trump, because he literally do a lot of politicians wanted to, and so right now with the regulatory framework is basically says okay, and we're offering very concrete features that benefits people. Say when we pitch to a country, we'll say, okay, we're gonna build you a digital ID system, no physical card needed. Everybody just download the app, and the ID, the residency, the ID card, the app will becomes your stable coin account. It's actually very simple to crypto guys, right? But when we talk to countries, say, wow, it's something we haven't seen before, and we're also putting all the pieces together. We're not offering one application; we're offering a stack. So for the stack, we'll tell them why you need a blockchain, because you want to access to global liquidity, because you want your dollar, your own fiat currency, have a global liquidity. You want your own business projects being wrapped up to real world assets raised from the global market, and also you want your own people getting better services and stuff. And we build you blockchain. And why we're building you blockchain? Because on the top of it, we're building different use cases, like ID, like stable coins, and the other stuff. And on the top of these, we also have more concrete use cases. We can easily help you distributing money to whoever you want, and the cost is super low compared to existing solutions. So we'll make it very clear. And the third part is we strategically targeting to those countries who just have a new administration, say Thailand. They have a new PM just start from late last year. Say the new PM want to do a lot of new high tech stuff, so it's naturally it's just a lot easier.
Yeah. And I know that it's really hard to commit to timelines because these things always change.
Yeah.
But to your best guess, here's a better question. As far as the pilot programs or the beta rollout, these things goes, when do these things have to happen for you to be happy?
So every contract I sign, I'm very happy, and I would say when next year, I think my best guess is next year, next month, we're gonna see a project announcing they're gonna use our projects to distributing their own stable coin to every citizen. So that will be a huge step. We might also be very happy to distribute our token to every citizen in that country. So That's a better.
So next month is that's signed or that's
Signed. Yes.
in the work?
Firstly,
Oh,
their
okay.
stable coin, and secondly, we're also gonna pair our own token to show appreciation to celebrate this.
Very cool.
That's part of the reason we minted 10 billion token because there's 8 billion people. Yeah.
I guess you'll have a lot more clarity after one or two cases being proven out, and by this time next year,
No need. By the end of
no need. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. So we should come on a podcast again, maybe by like Thanksgiving or something. You'll have a lot more to update.
yeah.
This is really interesting. Okay. Is there an order of magnitude of this business kind of realizing itself by year 2 or year 3 versus TokenTable would make you happy? Like let's push forward 2-3 years from now. Like you would say, oh my god, like this 2G business is 5x the size of TokenTable, and that's quite nice. Like, how do you think about the heuristics between two businesses? Because that's how you split your time.
I don't think like that. I just try to see what's the opportunities, and I go 100% on the new opportunities. I say like on TokenTable in crypto native markets is pretty much we already have the largest like market share in this direction. So we're just looking forward to researching and see if there's a way we can turn stock into token and distribute at a global level. And before we actually figure it out, we find the right partner and the right distribution channel. We just go all in on the national digital infrastructure building stuff. Because on this, like I know there's a revenue source, but right now we're the leading players on this. We talk to the countries, we see what they need, and we build. We have ability to build what they need. I think what we build is still have a very strong like network effect as long as we chip in, as long as people are using our products, we're making standards. And actually, it's not just we are making standards. We are working with our blockchain partners making standards. Think about there will be more like national fiat being minted as ERC20 on a certain blockchain. So it will bring a lot of revenue or transaction on that blockchain. So so in the future there will be more assets minted under one standard, which is ERC20. There'll be more digital information like your identity minted on a certain blockchain with certain a standard. That's our sign protocol attestations, and so that's the opportunity we see, and we just blindly go all in for them. And I don't know how big it can be, but we'll see by the end of this year.
On the OTC side, some other questions that I have regarding the OTC actual transactions. And my imagination is the more projects you work with and distribute, there's actually a larger stockpile of tokens that you can run OTC on.
Yeah.
Is that correct? And how, in your mind, how do you think about that business going from maybe $3 to $5 million last year going forward?
So firstly, honestly, we realize, especially in bear market, the crypto native assets, the trading volume is not that big, honestly. Say even in Q1, mostly people mostly expecting a bear chain movement to be super good projects, but movement already blown up, and bear chain's trading volume as the private trading the private rounds price, and right now it's very similar. So there's no very active OTC deals. So it's just not that good. And so right now our strategy is that we're targeting to so firstly we're targeting to those funds who have a large bag and help them sell some of their bags. And secondly, we're targeting to, there's less than 5 project that have $1 billion valuation in previous rounds and haven't launched token. So we're also targeting them because usually OTC trading volume get a lot larger right before and right after TGE. So we're just trying to get these deals.
Got it. So this will be a pretty volatile, unpredictable business line.
Yeah.
The OTC transactional.
Yeah, I will say yes.
Got it. Okay, so it's hard to commit to any sort of numbers. And then on a tokenized stock or any RWA part, that's exciting. I think I've heard about you talking about it in the past. How far along are we, do you think, from that being material to your business?
I think it's just it's just lack of a distribution channel. Actually, we talked to Back.fi. I think they already successfully tokenized Coinbase's stock, and but the trading volume is very small because they only minted coin on Base, and there's very few people on Base want to buy coin, and so the problem is they can't reach the right people with the token they minted, right? So they need distribution channel, and we build our community. We build a global community, and we see the global community in the future will become a distribution channel of these good assets, and so that's why we spend so much time and stuff on different areas and looking for local partners.
Are you selling like actual listed companies, or are you selling sort of custodians or the sort of middleware stack that allows for stocks to be traded for tokenizing the stocks on chain?
I think right now our best guess is we work with a company like Back.fi. They already figured out how to wrap a stock into a token, and we just sell the token.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And that's leveraging, I guess, your TokenTable connections in the past. You know where the institutional buyers are. You have the OTC desk. Is that no?
Oh, okay. No, I think it purely depends on how much, like how big community you have, or how best distribution channel you have. Because it's not about the buyers and is not institutions. Institutions have a lot of ways to buy your stock, as the real retails, and who cannot buy U.S. stock.
I see. Because of the community you built and you have direct access to them.
Yeah.
You're now like, oh, here's Tesla stock. Do you want to buy it through their app or something? Yeah. And they just, okay.
Yeah. Because we're going to build the app. So within the app, we, like say, if we put in 10 assets, one of them will be signed, and the other 9, I would say, we'll put U.S. stock instead of all the other meme coins, which going to drain our communities back. So.
I see. And then in these kind of business deals, when you work with a partner, you make the transactional fee, I guess, and that's kind of it. Okay.
Yes.
Understood.
You can actually, so if we're being lucrative, we can charge a lot, because people from Vietnam, if they want to get access to US a stock, they're willing to pay 25% more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. I think we covered a lot. Let me just summarize what I've learned. So of the 15 million revenue last year, the OTC portion of it is unpredictable, so we'll see how that goes. But of the 10 million, aside from all the optionality that you get from 2G businesses, you want to grow it to 20, 30 million by the end of this year or next year. It seems quite visible because of the standard that you're setting with central exchanges and new projects. Tokenized stock is a nice option, but we'll see how it goes. And I think the big option here is because of thanks to Trump and thanks to your hard work, you're on a path to potentially kind of catapult all your figures, both on adoption as well as 2G relationships. That some of these 2G contracts could mean hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, if you deliver to the right party over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
No, it's just So sometimes I just don't worry about it grow too fast. I worry about if we can't deliver, because if we get contract from governments, some of the quality of these engineerings, these products is way more complicated. So we have to build the best products. But interestingly, their expectations are also pretty low, because a lot of time when we using government's software, you usually super bad.
It's all crap.
Yeah. Right? So but we want to offer the best stuff to them, and we want the government to talk to each other. So I heard about Sign, they build a very good product, so something.
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting.
I think all you need is one or two use cases, and have this very public president like Trump talking about you. It's like, oh, I love these guys, and then it's gonna just take off for you. Well, it might be worth spending the money. Oh, and the last thing I missed is the upside on the valuation of your token would come from your concerted marketing effort organically for now. So if you do that well as well, the multiple on the, like, it should just expand.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any other questions. Let's see if the group has any. I'll give it 3 seconds. Okay. I don't have anything else. Xin, do you have? Is there anything else we haven't covered that you wanna talk about?
It's just the Orange Dynasty. So our community actually called Orange Dynasty, and the whole brand color is just orange, and I sincerely inviting you all, like, spend less time on numbers, but spend some time on, like, say, joining some community. You see, like, how people actually talk to each other, because that's the biggest lesson I learned this year. I realized in the next 10 years or 20 years, the most important stuff we can sell is not like it's not something that materialized. It's more emotional stuff, right? So I talked to a lot of AI founders, and the most touching one I really want to invest is whoever is one guy told me he want to build an app that can bring my grandfather back talk to me. So that's really made me very emotional, and I think about this a lot. So I think in the next decade, we have AI, we have all robotics. People will be different, right? So we're never competing. We're not gonna see ourselves as machines right now. Like, say, how we evaluate each other is like we evaluate like machines, like how many hours you work, how much money you make. But in the future, it will be different. And the same as we think about company, same as we think about currency. Yeah.
That's a touching note to end on. Xin, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Jason.